Let's see here. What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's having a good day. I'm running a little late. Sorry, I was trying to finish up something. Let's see here. If you're in the house, let me know.
It's halftime. Time to go to the bathroom.
Hey, Amanda. Dave, how you doing? Rilo, what's up, bro? Oh, man. What a day, what a day. Hope everybody's had a good week. Hope they're gonna have a great week this week. Jeff, how you doing? Let's see here. What are we going to talk about tonight? Well, we have a few more days. Today's the 29th, so we got 2 more days of the actual duck season. Then it closes down on the 31st, just everywhere now. My season, the regular season for me is over with. I get 2 more days in February, the 3rd and the 10th. Those are our veteran and active duty personnel. River Patriot, how you doing? I've been better in the last few weeks. I've been hell. I'm sorry about it. Amanda, what's going on with you? But I got 2 more days. I get the 3rd and the 10th of February that I can hunt. The veterans active duty hunts. Hunter, how you doing? So hopefully, because it always happens in February, we get weather. So I'm hoping some weather comes in for those 2 days. Wife is going in for heart surgery tomorrow. They are putting in a stent. Jeff, we will be praying. They'll put you on the prayer list, bro. So hopefully I can I got 2 more days. Like I said, in February, I can hunt. Looking if any of y'all are in South Carolina and you happen to be a veteran. Seeing a wintry mix was coming first week of February for us. Yeah. Your dad's in a coma, not doing well. Well, Amanda, we will be praying for you and your dad. Yeah, Hunter. I mean, it's supposed to be cooling down here in the next couple of days here in South Carolina, and I think they were saying by the 6th of February that we actually might be seeing some snow. The 6th or the 7th. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Florida season ended yesterday. Okay. The regular season here ends the 31st, which is Wednesday, and then the 3rd of February, of course, is this Saturday. So I'll be out. I'm looking for any other veterans in South Carolina who want to get together, hang out, veterans or active duty. It's also a youth weekend, the federal youth weekend. So all my youth are grown up, so I don't have any of those around. We're gonna see what we can do. I don't think I'll have much competition from other hunters. But yep, same. Okay. Homegrown, what's going on? We got 8 veterans headed to Mississippi on Thursday. Awesome, brother. Wish I could join y'all. You know, Hunter, that has been a discussion that I've had for the past few years. If you look at the regulations, there is nothing in there that says that you have to have a military ID if you're active duty. If you're retired, you get a retired. You can get a retired card. But if you're just a plain old veteran that did 4 or 6 years, all you get is your DD-214. So what I do is I carry my DD-214 with me. Now, with that said, and you've pretty much have seen my videos, I'm sometimes can be an antagonist, but you know, it's the proof, it's the burden of proof. The state has the burden of proof to prove your guilt or innocence. You don't have to prove your innocence. They have to prove you guilty. So it was, you know, I don't know why South Carolina does it that way. You know, all they have to say is in the regs must, just like when you're hunting, you must have your hunting license, right? And your state stamps and your state permits and your WMA or your federal duck stamp or whatever it is that you got to have. Why they just couldn't even say in there, must have a copy of a DD-214, your retirement ID, or your active duty ID. That's all I got to say. You can take a vet. Yeah, you can take. You just can't hunt. I mean, you just can't have you can't have a shotgun. There, you know, there may be. I don't know how the game wardens. I mean, I think it'd be case by case how they would look at that. You know, you can't be. You know, in here in this state, you know, you got to have a. There's nowhere to. I mean, I wouldn't say a guide. I mean, that's just silly. But you would have to have your stuff, your license and stuff. Hey Lee, how you doing, buddy? You can't touch the gun. You can't touch the boat. I mean, run the boat. It's kind of like a youth hunt. That's the way that it appears to me, that it's like a youth hunt. So, you know, you have your kid with you. Of course, if they're young enough, too young, you can run the boat and whatnot, but you're not supposed to help them with decoys and all that kind of stuff. The non-hunter part, it's like a non-hunter can go with you, but they have to have their stamps and licenses and everything. Well, River, I don't think so. If you're, let's say you have a veteran that may be disabled and you're taking him to a place where he can hunt and he can have, you know, he can shoot. I don't think that would be stolen valor at all. I don't think that would be stolen valor at all. Stolen valor is when you say we're in the military and you never were. That's stolen valor. But if you take someone, I don't think, and not in my opinion, and you know, I'm a veteran. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I take that stuff very seriously. I would not think it would be stolen valor. Can you shoot TSS through all chokes? Yep. As a matter of fact, Jeff, hey, Will, how you doing? Keith with Salt Creek Custom Ammo. He shot some TSS the other day without a choke tube. Bare threads. Didn't hurt it. We'll get into that in a little bit. That was a very interesting conversation I had. Hey, Charles, how you doing? Grant, how you doing? There was a podcast came out a little while back with Mid Valley Mercenaries. He does a podcast, and he had Mueller choke tubes on. And Mueller has probably been shooting, he probably shoot 12,000 rounds a year, if not more. And the way you're, if you look at everything, there is a fraction that your threads on the inside of your barrel, I mean, it's just a fraction, it doesn't protrude. Okay, so it recessed in the barrel. By the time you shoot in your shot cup and your shot, before it exits, your shot is already exited, and it will not hurt your threads at all. I think it's been a fallacy of thinking that we've always said you got to have a choke tube in. You can't shoot without a choke tube in. But he is saying he has done it way too many times. Keith took it. He saw the podcast, and he's been shooting open bore without a choke tube. So that was kind of interesting on that podcast. I mean, this guy makes choke tubes, and he's the one that's saying it's a fallacy of thinking that you can shoot without the tube in it. Now, if I were you, Jeff, if you're going to be shooting TSS, I would go as open as you can get. When I shot the Swan, the only choke tube I had was an improved cylinder. But I have been shooting cylinder choke. So you want a more open choke when you're shooting TSS. If you're hunting ducks, if you're hunting turkeys, you want to constrict it a little bit. River, the only advantage I can think of is, let's say you're duck hunting and you have a mid-range tube in or a long-range tube in, and the birds are coming in close, and you're slinging golf balls at them, and you're missing because you're slinging, your pattern is only that big, when they're in. If you took your tube out, that it would open up. It would just open up a lot more. That would be the only advantage. If you've got cylinders, if you got tubes that you can change out, then change them out. I'm not going to shoot them, even though they say it won't hurt them. I just don't. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it in my guns. I'll always have a tube in my guns, but it won't hurt it. Jeff, I love their TSS. I've been shooting those number 9s, the number 9 TSS all season. I shot up all the 7 bismuth and the 5 bismuth that I had gotten from him, and I started shooting the number 9s, and I'm telling you straight up, man, if it'll kill a swan, it'll kill any duck out there. I'm not, that's what I've been shooting. You're ready for tomorrow, last day of duck season. Got you, Grant. Anti, how you doing, buddy? I'll tell you something else that the Mueller guy said. He is, we've been, for those of y'all that grew up during the lead days, majority of us shot 4, 5s, and 6s in lead for ducks. I actually shot 7.5s. But if you remember, the lead shot was running about 1250 feet per second. When we started shooting steel, because of the bad components and just the steel and the they went to a system of bigger and faster. Hey Hunter, let me finish this train of thought, and I'll get on your question. So, and you too, Jeff. So I have always prescribed. My entire life, I just didn't know how to put it in scientific terms. That I went smaller shot and lighter loads. The lighter powder charges. But with steel, you had to go bigger and faster if you were going to hit anything. That's not true. It's just not true. You can actually shoot steel, 2 3/4 inch number 6 steel at 1250, and kill ducks within reasonable ranges. And I take that same concept when I go into with bismuth and with TSS. I mean, if I can get an ounce and an eighth of bismuth of sevens, 5s and 7s, I'm going to shoot that. And if I'm running 1300, between 1250 and 1300, I'm happy. And that's what Keith does. His business, especially my 16 gauge, it runs 1300, and we're trying to figure out how we can maybe get it to 1250 with a larger payload, say an ounce and a quarter, or a little more than an ounce and an eighth. What did you write to SDR about the vegetation? If you saw my video, which I know you did, in the description, I actually wrote out a letter in that description, and I copied and pasted it, and so that's what I sent. That's exactly what I sent. Jeff, I shoot a light mod with my bismuth, so can I throw in a TSS without a choke change? Probably with the light mod. I think the mod's going to be a little too tight, but again, put it on paper. Put it on paper at 35 yards, man. And you'll know what you're doing. I put it on paper with improved cylinder in the 12 gauge number 7s, and I had some at 35 yards, I had some very, very impressive numbers. Need everyone here to ride them. If you're out of state, the more the merrier. I agree with you 100%, Hunter. Speaking of which, let's see here. Do I have? Whoops. Here I go smashing buttons again. Show. That email or that particular site, that is for your WMAs. That's for the WMAs. I need to get one written up for the vegetation thing. Hunter, I'm gonna try to get that done tomorrow. Light mod is a good all-around choke. I use it for everything: lead, steel, and ducks, etc. I think you can get away with it with TSS. Personally, I would go improve cylinder. That would be the tightest. I mean, so I've written awesome, River. Thank you. Yeah, I heard that too, Hunter. I was looking at that the Carolina Wildlife Syndicate, and even some guys on there were saying that they weren't seeing it. I haven't checked. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I wouldn't. Grant, I would love to have you close. I really would. I think we could have a fun time goofing off. Yeah, but I would not move here to go duck hunting. Unless now, depending on where the property is, and you start an impoundment, or you start actually farming for ducks, so to speak. And that would be depending on where that property was. That would be the only way that I would tell you, all right, come on down and we'll get you we'll build on it. We'll help you build an impoundment because that's it. But if you're thinking about hunting public, it's take a while. I'm trying to do with the light. Really, that's weird, Jeff. And I agree with Hunter. It'd be a big mistake. Now, you want a deer hunt? We got deer. We definitely got deer. Turkey population is on the downfall from what everybody tells me, but I don't see it on my property. The only place I turkey hunt is on some private property. It's my brother-in-law's, and it we had 25 over the winter. We had 25 turkeys and probably 6 or 7 toms on it already that he's seen on trail cam. Did you say bougie? Well, you're close. So no, yep. She made a 100-yard retrieve. That was in October, so she would have been 7 going on 8 months. She turns 1 year next month in February. Watch your wildlife divisions. They are not always for. No, you're right, Jeff. Somebody commented to me the other day, and of course I knew this, but they were just referring to it. Most wildlife agencies do not require you to be a hunter, fisherman, or trapper. And I think that's a travesty. I think that you should be that you should be a hunter, a fisherman, a trapper, in order to work for any wildlife agency. It doesn't matter what job it is. I think that should be a requirement, to be honest. Because how do you know what how do you know what the people want? It's something that you think of? No, I don't think so. But yeah, I think there's a lot of anti-hunters actually with the wildlife divisions. Yeah, she's well on her way to be a good dog. I was actually going to mention this earlier, a little bit later on, but I was going to be taking her to Kentucky this week, and I was going to finish out the duck season in Kentucky. A couple things has happened. She went into heat, and she's about as dumb as a box of rocks right now. I can't get her to do anything, and her drive, everything, she's all messed up from being in heat. She hardly wants to retrieve right now. So I think it's just she's going through her cycle. So that's pretty much what I think it is. And when she comes out, we're actually going to run to the vet. We're going to take care of that problem. Because I don't want any puppies off of her. I'm not in the business of raising pups like litters, so I'm not going to get any pups. And we're going to get back on the stick and do some serious training. Oh, you know what, Jeff? I actually did a video on this, or it's either a video or live stream. I can't remember which. But is waterfowl hunting endangered? And I think it is. Waterfowl hunting is the only there may be some other big animals like bison or something. I don't know, but migratory game birds is regulated by the federal government, and they can stop it. They can actually stop it. They say that it's anti. Come on, man. Yeah, well, here's the thing. Bougie's page. If I did a YouTube on Bougie, on just Bougie, nobody would watch my channel anymore because they're there for Bougie. Everybody's there for Bougie. Yeah, Grant, we can actually say pretty much the same thing about ours. Yep. Oh man. But while I'm on the subject of, you got to forgive my beard, man. It's going all kind of crazy tonight. While we're on the subject of Bougie and just putting out videos and whatnot, I'd like to get everybody that's in here. I'd like to get your opinion. I got 17 people in here. I'd like to have 17 opinions, or either yes or no. But hashtag Bougie matters. What I would like to know from you guys: would you like to see maybe a weekly vlog styled video, 2-3 minutes, at least 3 minutes? That way it can get monetized. But a vlog, a weekly vlog of just daily crap during the off season from me. It could be, give me some ideas what you'd like to see. I mean, cutting grass, fixing the shed, cooking. I mean, like a 3-minute kind of, or it'll be a week's long worth of little small snippets. I mean, it can be just anything and everything, but just kind of like a weekly vlog. It just comes out at the end of the week, and you know what I'm kind of like doing. Or would you just prefer to keep it on a live stream that I do every Monday night? Or what do y'all want? I'm growing this channel because of you guys, and I want to put out content that you want to see. Y'all are here for a lot of different reasons. I know some of you are here because I just bring it real. More swimming pool duck hunts. Gotcha. A lot of y'all are here because I keep it real. And I am on the conservation bandwagon, with fighting, whether it's DNR, Santee Cooper, or the WMA, whatever it is. Let's see here. Keith, if you are listening in here, you're right, 100%. Yes, dog training, boat upgrades are options, blinds on boats, scouting trips, in particular what you are looking for when scouting other than just birds. Gotcha. Okay. Swamp Rat, I'm looking forward to your next birthday stream. Yes. I like live stream, but summers can get busy. Okay. Agree with River. Okay. Hang on. Don't. Unless I can find it. Let's see. Dog training. I'm writing this stuff down, guys. Dog training, boat upgrades. Oh, I got a lot of that going on. Or options. Blinds on boats. Blinds/boats. How about just blinds in general? scouting trips. What we're looking for besides birds. Okay. Green River. Yeah. You'd like to see more how-to videos. Okay. Okay. That people will be searching for. Would you like that in a regular video, Grant, or in a vlog type video? I mean, the vlogs are going to be like 3 minutes. I mean, it's kind of like what I do daily, you know. Charles saying cooking. I got some cooking. I got a video that's coming out Wednesday, guys. It's a cooking video. You'll see it Wednesday. And I plan on cooking with my dad here shortly. We're gonna cook some ducks up together. Like good gear reviews. Yeah. I got that on regular videos. I'm just looking like the 3-minute vlogs of daily, you know, after season kind of hunts. I mean, after season type stuff. Just something a little kind of like a little extra, you know. Because I'm not lying to you guys. I'm gonna be doing a lot of shooting, a lot of patterning, and doing videos on this. Especially with the 16. I know everybody has, you know, most people shoot 12s. There will be some of that going on as well. But the first portion is going to be 16s, different loads. Then I'm going to go into the 12 gauge, and then I'm probably going to go into 20 and the 410. And if people would start viewing my videos a lot more, I plan on purchasing a 28 gauge and possibly a 10 gauge as well. Once I gather the money up to do this, and we'll be doing a lot of pattern testing over this course. We're gonna hit the lakes and the swamps a lot on weekends, looking for Troy Phillips new gun. Yeah, I mean, the only new gun I got right now is a Sweet 16 that I just bought. So I bought that and I've been hunting with it all year. Yeah, we're going to be doing, I mean, I got some cooking videos on there now. Just go under the playlist and look under Daddy Duck's Kitchen. But I am going to be doing some more cooking. I actually have one coming out Wednesday. And your daddy flirting dances. So we got that coming. And I got some new gear already. I got some new stuff already. You know, I'm gonna be holding. I will tell you that I'm holding the gear stuff for the beginning of next season. I am going to be doing that. I will tell you that straight up. Hey, Wanda, how's it going? Grapefruit, no pits. So I'm going to be doing that. That will be coming out, but I'm kind of saving those videos up for next season. The beginning of next season, or right before the beginning of next season. And some other videos that I've taken. I'm kind of like going to do the holdover. But I can tell you now, there's going to be a lot of shooting right now. A lot of Bougie's. We're going to be setting up cameras all over the place to film her. And these won't be shorts. These will be production videos. I mean, well, no, I wouldn't say production. I don't do anything production. how to sky bus and how to ruin duck hunting in your area. Well, I do have the 35-yard balloon trick video. Y'all go watch that. I do have that one. So let's see here. But yeah, I mean, right now I'm just looking at I've got a whole list of things that I want to do this off season. I got to do some repairs to my boat trailer. Some of those things have got to get done. I do have plans to do some things to the boat. Of course, that's all money and the other things that I want to do. So that's going to be kind of, but I was just thinking like, little after the season, what we all do, what we all do during the off season, to make our wives happy by cutting the grass or trimming a bush or, fixing the shutters on the house that need to get fixed and, and then still have some outdoors time, doing that kind of stuff. So I was just kind of spitballing this idea. Want to see what y'all thought about it. But that kind of stuff. Let's see here. We are going to be hitting the swamp in about 3 weeks. It'll be after Valentine's Day. After that weekend. So we are going to be going into the swamps, and we're going to scout. We're going to looking, and we're looking for more places. We're going to hit different swamps, different places, different boat ramps, just different areas. We're going to broaden. We're going to broaden out a little bit. It's good for both. Yeah, dude, I'll tell you what the problem is, Grant. I mean, you know this, and most of y'all probably in here know this, but just to reiterate it, they watch our videos and there's no perspective where the bird's at because a camera shows a bird. It looks like it's farther away than what it really is. So a lot of these people, they just watch videos and say, well, he's shooting a bird at 75 yards. No, we're not. We're shooting them at 35 yards or under. It's just the camera makes it look like it's farther away because generally speaking, there's nothing in the background to give it any perspective. So it just looks like it's further away. That's the issue. I mean, there's your video right there. Why? And these kids go out there and they think, well, I can shoot at 75. Or somebody on YouTube, and I'm actually guilty of this as well because I did a 70-yard shot with TSS just to see what it would look like with an improved cylinder. It hit paper. You can go watch the video. It hit paper. It wasn't the best pattern, but it did hit paper. But it wasn't the best pattern out there. But I did it to see if I could do it and see what it would do. But you do have some other YouTubers that go out there and say 70, 75 yards with this, and we're shooting ducks. And, unless you are shooting 3 times a week at a range, you're just not that good to make those shots. Off season as a duck hunter, dogs, fishing, yard work, cooking, and what Andy said. Depends on what years you grew up in, Anti. I'm just saying. It depends on what decade you grew up in. Let's see here. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, Jeff. Is that something y'all be interested in seeing? Just like a 3-minute kind of deal at the end of the week? Randy, what's up? I've had a lot of guys that have invited me to come hunt with them this year or this coming year. So there's a good possibility I'm going to be traveling a lot. I'm still going to North Carolina, hunting my good buddy Craig. I still want to get up there and hunt with Charles. Seems like we have just not been able to make the wheels turn right, where he's either, I'm either have to leave or he's working or whatever. Got another young man up in Wilmington has been asking me to come hunt with him. We're going to be hitting the coast this summer, riding around looking. I'm not a coastal hunter. I never have been. One of the reasons was I just didn't have the rigging to hunt it. And because I'm, I mean, the length of my lines are 6 foot, period. If I'm in water that's over 6 foot, I don't put out decoys, or I try to find shallower water. So I now have some rigs. I have a decoy raft. Hold on, Troy. So I now have a decoy raft. So I can set it up in some of these coastal waters that's moving, and it'll stay right where it needs to be. I have some 1 pound weights now that I can put at least a dozen decoys on 1 pound weights. So now I have rigging now. So we're going to start going down to the coast and checking those areas a lot more hopefully next year. Troy Phillips asks, what's the best shell for a swan? Troy, I shot my swan this year with a 16 gauge number 9 TSS load. I don't know what gauge you're shooting. But I would definitely look at Salt Creek Custom Ammo, get a hold of Keith, and get at least some number 7s from him. If you're shooting a 12 gauge, some 7s. I shot mine with a number 9. I stoned him at 40 yards with a number 9. So I feel more comfortable in a few blinds, like I can't miss. Others I can't hit, different angles and flight patterns, maybe. Yeah. But I would definitely, as far as I'm concerned, the best shell out there, in my humble opinion, is Salt Creek Custom Ammo. There he is. But Troy, that's what I shot mine with. It wasn't a hyped up load either. It was a straight up one of his number 9s, and I went out and shot. I'm telling you, that's what I shot my swan with. Yeah, speaking of, that's right. I knew he was in there. It was just a matter of time before I could get him to say anything. He's probably in there making the ammo right now. No, I won't overlook Willtown and Bennett's Point either. We're going to be hitting them. Hopefully this summer, riding around looking. And again, I'm not looking for ducks. I'm looking for, where the boat landings are, how far I got to travel, some likely spots, what it's, again, I don't hunt coastal. So you're looking at tides and all this other stuff. So, yeah, I just got to learn it. I'm going to be like a kid learning all over again. But there's other swamps in not only in our state, but in North Carolina that are public access. So we're going to be hitting a lot of those, looking, trying to find places that look promising, and then check them out again as the season progresses, or just go down there and do a scout hunt. I have a few places on some of the rivers that if it does drop down to where we get some cold weather and all the shallow water froze up, I do have some places on the river that produce when it's like that. And now I have really good rigging now to hunt these rivers. RD, what's up? Glad you could make it, brother. Yeah, Keith can make some crazy rounds, man. I mean, he's it's custom ammunition. So basically whatever you want, I mean, how you want it, and talk with him. He's very easy to talk to, even though he's from Utah, but he's a good fellow to talk to. So there's going to be some of that kind of stuff. Yeah, we were in a drought in the beginning of the season. Now it's flooded. We were in the same boat, dude. It was drought and very little water, and then it's got way too much water. Now it's starting to go back down a little bit, but we really just got too much water. The cool thing about too much water is it does flood the acorn flats, and if you can get into them, then you're good. You're golden. But finding them, trying to remember where those things were, that's the issue. Yeah, Randy. I was looking forward to it this year. It's just things just didn't happen. It's just crazy year, man. Crazy year. I mean, last Saturday, I went Friday and it was foggy. Went last Friday, it was real foggy. Couldn't hardly see. By the time I saw the ducks, they were already in and out of the decoys. The fog was just terrible. I woke up Saturday morning and it was in the high 60s. And I said, you know what? I'm just going back to bed. And I did. I just turned around and went back to sleep. I did. Didn't even go. Some people would say, well, it's never too warm to shoot a wood duck, and you're 100% right. But it just one of those things. Yeah, we were in the low 20s one weekend, and a week later we hit the highs near 80. Yep, same here, buddy. And it's supposed to be going down. So I got to learn to write. I can't hardly even write my own. Minus 30 last week in the 50s today. Good Lord. Well, like I said, I do have some. I got some gift cards this year for Christmas, and I put them to good use, and got a couple things, and we'll be doing videos on those. Like I said, I'm probably going to hold those off until the beginning of the season, or toward the as we get closer, kind of thing. Bill Gates is messing with the global thermostat again. Well, Jeff, we always say in South Carolina, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes because it'll change. But I am planning a trip to Louisiana next year. Is hopefully, God willing, to be my dad, me, and my son. So there'll be 3 generations of us going hunting together. We haven't done that in a very long time. So I'm hoping that happens. I hope you do too, Grant. I hope y'all have a barn burner, dude. I really do. I hope you just tear him into a new tail. As Phil Robinson would say, just tear the tails off. I'm hoping, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna be a lot of shooting this year. There's gonna be some boat repairs that need to be done. It looks like I'm gonna have to get a new blind, boat blind. Um, I broke one of the support rods on it this year, and although I think I can fix it with a simple fix, I think I'm just gonna try to buy a new one. I got some, yeah, humid, more humid and less humid. Welcome to South Carolina. That's right. I got some things I want to do to the boat this year. And we're gonna look into that a little bit. A lot of work to it. I'm not gonna repaint it. I don't think it needs to be repainted, but I don't like the mat that I put down. You know, the matting that I put down a couple years ago. I don't like it. It's peeling up and looks just. I did it. It's my fault. I probably didn't do something right. So I really want to get it redone. Want to put I want to put another dry box in it. So I'm going to cut a hole and put a new dry box in it. Cut another hole so I can store my gas tank. So it'll be enclosed instead of semi-enclosed, other than just sitting on the floor where it sits now. One of the major problems is it gets stepped on. And if I don't decide to cut a hole, I may extend the front deck backwards about 6 inches. That way it'll slide up under and, be out of the way. I may even try to get I wouldn't say a step down deck, but just a little bit, like a little come out. We'll see. I gotta figure all this out. These are things that I want to do. Not necessarily I'm going to do, but the trailer is the number one issue. I got to replace the some bunks, and I got to replace the wiring. That is got to be done. There's no getting around it. And then I got, like I said, some other things I want to do to the boat, and then I may need to get a new blind. Jeff, I have used that spray-on truck liner before on other boats, and it doesn't last, brother. It doesn't last. It doesn't last at all. Not at all. I've even used the Rhino lining on certain things, and it does not last at all. Too much wear. There's just way too much wear and tear. And the padding that I got, I don't even know what you call it, what the actual name of it, like the turf. This wasn't hydro turf. It was a cheaper version of it, and it did not last at all. And I may just take it to go get it professionally done, and see where I go there. I can tell you now, the boat blind that I want is the banded axe blind. You can actually take those blinds off and use it as a field blind or a shore blind. But that's the one I want. I just don't know if it'll fit my boat the way it is, the way my boat is designed, I don't know if it'll fit correctly. And so again, I've got to talk to somebody who can do maybe some welding, and we may extend out a small little, like a catwalk type deal, to be able to place this blind on it. I have HydroTurf and love it when it's below 32. The dog is not frozen to the boat. Yeah, I haven't been below 32. Well, a couple of days we were below 32, and there was no ice on mine at all. And Bougie was very, very comfortable on it when we had to hunt in the boat. Speaking of that, some jackleg. Undoubtedly, I left my stand blind, not the blind, the marsh stand that Bougie. You obviously probably seen videos where I had her jumping up on the marsh stand, doing some training and whatnot. Undoubtedly, I left it in my boat overnight. Some jackleg came by and stole it out of the boat. I can't find it. I don't know where it's at. I have no clue to where it's at. None whatsoever. Called a couple people saying, "Hey, did I by chance leave this here?" And they went like, "No." I went, "Crap." So I've got to buy a new marsh blind for her. She does have a tree blind, a little tree stand that I can put her on if we're in the trees. But if we're not, then I've got to get a new blind. So that's another $150 that I've got to come up with. Thank you, Anti. So there you go. There you go. Again, life of a duck hunter, man. We lose stuff, we break stuff, we got to replace stuff. That's just the way it is. Oh my goodness. But River, that's what I want to get. I want to get some HydroTurf, because I know that's about the best stuff there is. And I'm probably going to see if I can't get somebody to install it professionally. I just think it would be the better. I don't want to spend that kind of money and it come up like this one did. I mean, I spent $400 on the last, and I did it myself. I spent $400 on material. In less than 2 years, it's already peeling up. So I don't want to go through that crap. Just soon take it to somebody and have them do it, and pay them a little extra, or maybe work a deal out or something on a video. I don't know, but we'll do something. What else? If y'all remember a couple years ago, lost your jerk rig today in the water. Oh, to the water gods. I've got 3 jerk rigs. I got 3. I keep 3 of them. I keep one in the boat constant, and I got 2 with decoys on it. And I forget that I have the one in the boat. I got you, River. Yeah, that's impressive, dude. And that's what I'm saying. So you also had it installed as well, right? Did you do it yourself, or did I'm assuming you had somebody do it. He lost a sledgehammer. My gosh, Grant. No, I had Gator Tracks installed. Got you, buddy. Got you. But I've been doing this. It will be actually 4 years. February 6th will be 4 years that I've been on YouTube, and this is the the 2023 was the last year that I can do write-offs. So whatever I spend is on me this year. I can't write it off anymore. That's what I call my hunting buddies, the jerk rigs. So, I mean, I got a lot of things I want to do. Again, it's on me this year. So, but we're going to do the best we can. Not complaining, not fussing, not whining. It's just being real. I told you, I'll bring you stuff real, man. If I can do something, I'm gonna tell you I can do it. If I can't, I tell you I can't. It is the way I am. But I do plan on this year, without a doubt, hitting new places. Getting on the road, going checking places out. Whatever, non-ethanol. If you make enough money, you can write stuff off. Yeah, but that's the problem. I'm not making enough money. Not making enough. That's the problem, Grant. Not making it, brother. That would be a good blog. What would that be, Jeff? I lost you there for a second. But yeah, we're gonna be hitting new places. I do the Seafoam. I mean, I run my boat so much that unless it sits up like 2 or 3 months is the only time I'll run Seafoam through it. How to redo your boat? Yeah. Well, that'll be probably a like if I spend, that may be a section of it, a section of the vlog, that, hey, this is what we're doing, got to get this done today. Boom, get that done. And next day, maybe cutting grass. And the next day, maybe cleaning up decoys or putting rigs on or doing something, running the boat out to check out a spot, like I said, a 3-minute kind of deal. What not to use and what didn't. Well, I can tell you right now, don't use that stuff I got. Oh man. But I'm gonna have to if y'all know anything about the Go Devil boats, in the back of the boat, there's a removable pod in the boat. It's full of foam. And my idea is to, on the top of it, cut it out and install a waterproof box. Install it just like you'd have on the front of your boats or any other, compartments. And that's what I'm going to store my battery in, and also put small items in there. The other thing is, on the outside of that pod, I want to install a master switch for my bilge pump, running lights, and spotlight. That way, because where it's at now, I literally have to turn around all the way around and lean over in the back of the boat to turn these things on. And I don't want to do that. I want to be able to reach down and just hit it with my fingertips. I rubbed a lot of my Dollar General Rust-Oleum off, spray paint off my boat, breaking ice. Oh yeah. Grant, my whole boat, my boat, the camo pattern I did, I just bought the stencils, and I was at Dollar General paint myself. Well, I can tell. Well, Jeff, I'll tell you straight up. I think mud motors are like trucks. Um, Everybody likes what they like. Um, there is. You got guys who love Fords, Dodges, Chevrolets, GMCs, Toyotas, whatever, what have you. And I think the same way is in mud motors. I love Go Devil. I love the Go Devil boat. I love the Go Devil motor. Has my motor failed me? Yes, it has. Has it broke down? Yes, it has. But they're easy to fix, and I just keep chugging along. I just like my boat. I know I need a new prop for it. My prop is about worn out. I need a new one. That's just general maintenance stuff. Um, Again, that's part of a vlog too. Is changing the oil out and changing the spark plugs out. Getting ready, changing the fuel lines out. Again, just a simple little things that I would put on a vlog, on a 3-minute video. There's a guy in Conway selling 1 pound H weight bars. Bar weighs $45 a dozen. That is a good. Is that a good price? I don't have time for a letter to pour my own. Yeah, I think so. A 1 pound H weight. Yeah. I think I know that guy, and I think that's where I got my H weights from. But if you don't have time to pour your own, yeah, I think that's a good price. I'd like to have one in reverse. Now I would. Now that is the one thing that my boat does not have reverse, and my motor. And if I decide to get a new boat and motor, I would definitely be a Go Devil, and it would definitely be the Go Devil FNR for neutral reverse, probably in the 40. Just because there's nothing wrong with Gator Tail. Nothing really wrong with Mud Buddy. I just had an issue with a guy that had one, and I just kind of, Gator Tail, Pro Drive, Go Devil. I know I'm going to miss a whole bunch of them, and guys are going to be mad at me about it, but I they're all good motors. It's just what you like, really. I've had guys that say they'll never buy another Mud Buddy because something broke on them and they don't like them. Well, you can say the same thing about any truck. Chevrolet pickups have that squeak in the doors after a while. That kind of stuff. There's all kind of things. All kind of stuff. I just like Go Devil. That I'm pretty much set in my way on that. I drive a Chevrolet. Does that mean I wouldn't drive anything else? No, I probably would, but I like Chevrolet. I like Go Devil. I like Browning. I like Comp and choke tubes, and I like Salt Creek Custom Ammo. And 2 out of the 5, ain't bad, that help me out on the channel. What's a good boat brand size you'd recommend? Tyler Johnson, how you doing? All right, so Tyler, this is and I've been saying I like Go Devil, but where are you hunting? Are you going to use the boat for other than duck hunting? These are a lot of things to take into consideration when getting a boat. And no budget. And the Chevy lifter tick. Yep, I got the Chevy lifter tick now. So my question would be to you, and where do you hunt? Do you hunt the coast? Do you hunt open water? Do you hunt salt marshes? Do you hunt swamps? So there's a whole lot of things to consider in that. So SWA? Huh? I'm not sure what that means. Swamps and open water, Santee are my mains. Okay. All right. So are you going to hunt? Is this going to be a duck? Is this going to be a duck boat, or is it going to be an all-around fishing boat, that kind of thing? So a lot of things to consider here. But you're talking about Santee, you're talking about the swamps of Santee, you're talking about stumps, you're talking about cypress knees and so forth. 18-foot boat by far, 18-footer, at least 54 minimum. Tyler, what do you know about that open water on Santee? So you've got, and I would definitely get if you're going to use it strictly for duck hunting, or if you're going to fish with it. So if you get a mud boat, whether it's Go Devil or Pro Drive or Gator Tracks, or any of the others, I would definitely get an 18, a minimum 54, 18 minimum 54. That'd be my minimum. If you get a 58, probably be better. I would definitely get a mud motor that has a reverse. Go Devil does make one. It is the 40 FNR. Gator Tracks Pro Drive, Gator Tail, Mud Buddy. The rest of them, most of them have reverse, or all of them have reverse. Go Devil has just come out here recent within the last few years of what they call the FNR, forward neutral reverse. All right, so they're all considered surface drives or short tail. Gator Tail, Mud Buddy, Pro Drive, they have a shorter shaft than a Go Devil. Theirs are the longest. That's why I call it the surface drive. It sometimes takes you a 40-acre field to turn that dang thing around. So have that on the back of your head as well if you're getting a mud motor. The shorter the shaft, the tighter the turn. Hole shots are generally quicker with a shorter shaft. I like the Go Devil. I am not looking for speed. I don't care about speed. I don't care how fast the thing runs. I just want it to get me from point A to point B. There you go. So that's on the mud boat side. If you're hunting coastal water, creeks, what have you, open bays, I would definitely get a bigger boat with a big motor. A bigger motor, just because of safety issues. If I had to get a boat just to hunt the coast, whether it be coastal, I shouldn't say coastal marshes, I should say open bays, and possibly even a small run in a big bay, I would definitely get the TDB, the duck boat company, the duck boat rather. It's called TDB, and I'd probably put about a 150 on that back of that thing if I could. They're generally center console or side console type motors. That's what I would definitely run on the coast. If I was hunting open bays, I would never take my Go Devil on an open bay. I have had my Go Devil on the open water of Santee in rough water, and I'm here to tell you, it wasn't fun. It was not a fun trip. I could say I was a little bit nervous. So the more open your water, I think the bigger the boat you're going to need, the more stable of a boat you're going to need, the bigger motors you're going to need. If you're running, you're talking about Santee. So let's face facts. If you're running from Pax to Pecini Island or behind there, 35 horse motor will get you 25, 35 horse motor will get you there with not a problem. And if you want to go to a mud motor, go to a mud motor. So in case you don't know the creek and you happen to run off the creek and hit a stump. Yes, it's a very impressive boat, Charles. Very impressive boat. If you're hunting, if you're strictly hunting the swamps and small rivers, again, all right. So if you're from South Carolina, you know the Big PD River, right? I put my boat in the Big PD twice in my life since I've had this boat. I've had it since 2019. This particular boat, I will never do it again. That is a very dangerous river, and I'll never put my boat in that river again. If I'm going to run that river, I want to get a more traditional outboard for those rivers. But if you're running the swamps and small rivers like Lynch's or Black River or wherever, and running the Santee swamps, a 16-foot boat is fine, and an 18-foot. I have an 18-foot. Yeah, it got rowdy. Yeah, you're right. So, and again, if you're going to fish out of these things, definitely you can. It's not hard. Hey, Ben. Your boat does just fine, hypothetically, on a river in a thunderstorm with lightning all around and my 5-year-old son in there with yeah, and it was sinking. It rained that day, guys. It rained so hard that my bilge pump could not keep up. And I had very, very little freeboard in the back. Very little. I had it wound out as hard as I could when we ran into the we put in at the landing. I didn't stop. I ran the boat straight up onto the bank. I didn't stop. I just kept going, and the back end went down. So I mean, yeah, I was very, very nerve-wracked. So you can easily fish out of a mud boat. Put your trolling motor mount on it. Put a trolling motor on it. Very easy. Again, if you're looking at mud boats, I would definitely get one with a reverse. When I bought mine, they didn't have reverse on the Go Devils. So you'll never forget it. I hope I didn't scare him from going on a boat ride with us again. But yeah, it was I hope I'm answering your questions okay, Tyler. But there's a lot to consider when you're buying, when you're getting a boat, and what you're going to be doing with it. Don't buy a mud boater if you just want to look cool going across the water, because there's a lot of those boats are designed for very shallow water, and stumps and timber and whatnot. It'll get you into places, it'll get you into places that you shouldn't be in, and it will get you stuck. All right, Grant, thank you so much for coming in, man. I know you already have, but hit that thumbs up before you leave, buddy. I appreciate it. You have a great hunt tomorrow. Let me know how you did. Randy, I know a guy that does turf. I will get with you, Randy. So yeah, I hope I answered your questions the best I could without, so if you can get more specific with me, what you're going to be doing with it, I can kind of tell you. I'll put it to you like this. My boat, I don't have boats anymore. I have one boat. I duck hunt out of it. I do have a trolling motor mount. I have fished off of it. But generally I fish in a family farm pond when I decide I want to go fishing. So I don't need that boat. I just need a pond boat, which we have down there. And I ride the swamps and I duck hunt out of it, and that's it. That's what I use it for. If I wanted a boat for fishing, I'd probably buy a bigger John boat with a good motor on it, and go from there. If I was strictly fishing out of it, if I was river hunting, I would definitely have a traditional outboard. Hey, Becca. Yeah, even mud motors don't like the stumps in there on certain spots. Yep. Yes, sir. But there are some places that I've taken her, and if I hadn't had her, we'd have never got there. We'd have never hunted where we hunted. So, and it will get you stuck. It will get you stuck. You say, "Oh, I can go through this." Next thing you know, you're calling a friend saying, "Bring some cable and come along because I am stuck. I'm grounded." Oh, I was just jabberjawing. Okay. I'll put it to you like this: even and I consider myself one of those that knows the swamp. I know the creeks. I know where a lot of stumps are. I've hit enough of them. I still don't go full bore through those things. Not like I used to. Um, Not like I used to. Speaking of which, I've got to replace the kill switch on my boat. Hey, Wayne. Well, Wayne, I'm glad you could join us. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button for me. But yeah, I still don't run full bore through those places. And please, Tyler, for the love of everything that's all holy and innocent, don't put one of those dadgum speaker systems and run blare music when you're running through the swamp. Please don't do that. Please don't be that guy. Please don't be that guy. Don't be that guy that blares music all through the swamp while you're running. Please don't be that guy. That is, to me, is the most aggravating thing. All I want to do is get in the swamp with a peace and quiet, and then I got to hear somebody blaring music. And I don't care what kind of music it is. It doesn't matter. I don't care. You listen to what you want to listen to, but I don't want to hear that crap. I don't want to hear it. Please don't be that guy. Please, whatever you do, don't be that guy. Any of y'all, actually, please don't be that guy. If you want to scare ducks, running a mud motor wide open, run any boat wide open, and blaring music, and you will run ducks slap out of your county. If you ever watched me, I've done a few videos on this. And yes, I have a mud motor and old man activated. Yeah, you damn right, old man. Yeah, I have a mud motor, and yes, it's fairly loud. But when I get close to an area, I will turn it off, and I will ease in. Even that means I push poling, or I am getting out of the boat and pulling the boat behind me to walk in on these areas. No Stairway to Heaven while duck hunting. No, please. I like Stairway to Heaven. Trust me, I love the music. I just don't want to hear it in the swamp. Can't even hear the music with the mud motor, but they're still blaring it. Yep. I know it's cool, man. You know, you're sitting back, you got your feet throwed up, blaring music, got your purple lights going. Nope. Exactly. Use the trolling motor to get close as you. Yeah, that's right. And I don't put a trolling motor on my boat while I'm hunting. Number one, it won't fit correctly with the blind on the boat. But after the season, I put the trolling motor on, and that's what I have on the boat. And when I'm starting to scout for ducks, I'll do the same thing. I'll get out, I'll pull the boat in, I'll push pull it in, or I'll use a trolling motor to get me into these places, to get close enough so I can get out of the boat and walk in quietly on them. Word on the street, you listen to Taylor Swift. Who is Taylor Swift? I don't even know who that is. Help me out, RD. Undoubtedly you're a connoisseur of that music. When I listen to Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty and Tammy Wynette and George Jones, Elvis. Oh, Hunter, I was thinking about hunting with you this year. You just lost a spot. I'm messing with you, man. Yeah, if you can't take a joke, you don't need to be in here. I always tell people that. I always tell people I don't pick on you. It means I don't like you. It's one of the reasons why I don't pick on RD. Just one of those things. He'll get that joke in about an hour and then get mad at me and call me. Off of Old Hickory Lake. Man. I wish I could. In an hour, you'll be asleep. Dude, we've had, it was rough. After that first split was rough. I went up to North Carolina for 4 days. We didn't pull the trigger there. I came back. I did, the highlight after that was shooting the swan. And, we shot at some ducks after that. It was bad, man. It was bad. Weather. Like I always say, ducks need 3 things: food, water, and rest, and the duck hunter needs weather. We'll get it. We will get it in about 2 weeks. We're going to get weather, and we're going to have ducks everywhere. They will be everywhere. I used to be like that, Hunter, and on my old job, and now that I've taken this new job, I'm working 5 days a week. Yeah, and you had your best year. If I could find some geese, I'd probably go, but I may hit North Carolina, maybe. That's a big maybe. We'll see what happens. I think I'm just going to call it definitely call it after these 2 veteran hunts. That's it. And then start gearing up for next year. A lot of work has to be done. I got to re-rig decoys. I got majority of it done by cleaning out my shed. Dang, dude, I need your job. Yeah, you're right, Jeff. It was a bad season all around. I mean, every people all around the country were saying the same thing. I mean, I know some folks got into the birds. I mean, even here, some people got into them, and they were able to get on them and do their thing. But you know, it's very very disheartening when you go a day and don't see anything, don't see nothing. So. If you put the time in, sooner or later something will fly by. It's hard when you work. Yep. It's hard. It gets harder as you get older, and not just because of the age and things, but you have a family. You have work obligations. You have family obligations. You have stuff that needs to be done around the house. You've got things that have to get done, and it just gets harder and harder. And especially when you're trying to scout and hunt, and sometimes you hunt then scout, it gets. I want to get back to Florida. I tried Florida last February during the veterans hunt down there with my good buddy Billy from SoFlo Outdoors. I enjoyed it. We didn't shoot anything, but I still enjoyed it. We got caught up in 2 days of a rainstorm, which pretty much locked everything down. But I think Florida's a great place. I think Florida is the new East Coast Mecca, duck Mecca. And it's very, very few people know about it for whatever reason. They just don't comprehend ducks and being in Florida. Now, if you're a mallard purist, then no, you're not going to Florida. But if you like shooting other ducks, teal, widgeon, pintails, ringnecks, wood ducks, tree ducks, whistling ducks, you can have a great time down in Florida hunting. Yep. The STAs hold big numbers of birds. And that's why he's killing them. He's retired. He's out there all the time. Yeah, I was supposed to go on a sea duck hunt this year, and I ended up getting sick. And then as I was getting better, the weather turned real nasty. And guys, I just have, I'm 5'8", I'm 300 pounds, and being in a layout boat on the open water like that just makes me nervous. I did not want to be there. So maybe next year, hopefully next year. Got time to hunt. That's right. But I'm still going to hunt North Carolina next year, like I always do. I got some really good friends there, and I'm going to continue to hunt with them. But we are going to branch out a little bit. That is one of the things that I want to do. There's one place that I wanted to go to bad this year, and I went to go check it out, and the water was flooded, and you couldn't get even to the ramp. And I was, no, not putting in there. Not where I had to park my truck. It made me a little bit nervous to park my truck where I had to. So didn't get a chance to go down there this year. Maybe next year. We're going to check. It's going to be one of our checkout spots for the first of the season, and see what's going on, and then kind of head down there. It's a little bit of a drive for me, but not much. About an hour and a half drive. So, like I said, we're going to hit the swamps a lot. We're going to hit, like I said, different swamps, just not the Santee Swamp, just swamps in general. I want to go to the coast. I want to get out on the water in the marshes and get sunburned, maybe catch a redfish or two when I get a chance. Check out some places, little nooks and crannies. Maybe I can find somebody that can help me read the tide maps a little bit. Oh, man, let's see here. What else, gentlemen? Oh, yeah. Let's see here. If y'all remember, I don't know if I put this on YouTube or it was just my Facebook or whatever, but last year I got my truck broke into here at the house. Well, they finally ended up catching the guy, and we got his preliminary hearing on the 20th of February. So I will. When you get a boat ramp, you see mud, it's low tide. Oh, you're an idiot. So we got his preliminary hearing coming up this month, or month of February, on the 20th. So I got that to go to. Got the notice in the mail today. Hunter got to laughing so hard he couldn't even type. Yeah. I don't know where it's at, dude. I don't know if I left it somewhere or if it was in the boat. It is not in my garage, and it is not in my shed. I cleaned my shed completely out the other day. And I mean, everything. I took just about everything out, and it is not there. I don't know where it's at. And it's not in the garage, and it's not in my boat, and it's not in the back of my truck. Dog had it. You probably did. Yeah, I mean, I can look at it and say when low tide and when high tide is, but the tides are different from, say, the lower end of the state, of the low country, to the upper end of the state and above that. And I guess I just got to know where I'm going to be, what's the nearest town, I guess, or area. And trying to figure out what high is, and how, yeah, you're right. How high is high tide and how low will low tide be? So Those are, I mean, I've been down there and left in the mud and had to wait. So I don't want to do that anymore. One guy I hunt with does a really good job. Yeah. No, I was not in a mud motor at that time. I had a 25 Mercury on a 14-foot War Eagle back in the day. Ooh. Just out of curiosity, does anybody in here have a banded axe blind by chance? Anybody in here use that type of blind on their boat? Dude, I am not putting my fat butt in a kayak. No way. Did you like it? I had one 2 years ago, I believe. You don't know if you have one or not? That's weird. I've built blinds before, River. I just look too unnatural. I hunted with a guy one time that had one on his boat, and oh man, we were teal hunting, and there was 3 boats with 2 people in each boat, and we were nose to motor. I mean, it was hilarious. And he had a banded axe blind, and I liked it. But what I really thought was kind of cool was after he put the blind up, he went and gathered up some water hyacinth and put it all over his boat. And I mean, he just vanished. Basically looked like a pontoon out there. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I know if you just pop the blind up with nothing over it, no brush, if you don't brush it in, then I could say, yeah. I mean, I have an Avery blind, and I still brush it in with and because I hunt the swamp so much, I brush it in with Spanish moss. All right, RD, take care of yourself, man. And I may go back with an Avery. I liked Avery. I like Avery. I like their blinds. They when you fold them down, they sit down on the boat. But yeah, I want a roof. Yeah, exactly. I just took a piece of if I don't if I mean I've had it where sometimes if I didn't have burlap with me in the boat and I was hunting out of the boat, and I wanted to cover it up anyway, I'd break it loose and then pull the doors over and I had a piece of leafoflage that I had woven some Spanish moss into it, made a motor cover, and I throw that over and just roll everything up when I get done hunting. Yeah, I went and got my first A-frame as well, Jeff. I'll be doing a video on it in a little while. This will be my first one. I got it because of a couple of areas that we do hunt. I got you, Hunter. I got you. I don't hunt a lot of wide open water. I'm always putting my boat somewhere in the trees or close to the trees. Even if I've got a hunt in the boat, I'm going to have the trees. I'm going to be under some trees. I understood you, Jeff. I know Beaver Tail makes the shaggy and the Mud Buddy shaggy blind. I just don't hunt enough big water to do the layout kind of thing. But I know what you're talking about with your blinds. You want a lower profile. I hunt a lot. Like I said, I hunt a lot in the trees. So if you either cut brush or have Spanish moss woven in, you're just going to look like a big bush. Yeah, and I do like a roof. I don't mind hunting in the rain. I don't like hunting in a pour down. And even this year, hunting in Georgetown, we hunted, and they came down pretty hard. And we were hunting standing up by trees. But if I had a blind with a roof on it, and I'm hunting in the boat, just be a lot more comfortable. Let's just face some facts. Once you get cold and wet, you don't want to be there anymore. You want to get in dry clothes. I got you. I understand. I mean, I'm just thinking, here's what's funny to me, and I just want you to think about this for a second. We will go and we will build a permanent blind, a square box, and we'll brush it in. And it looks like a square box with a lot of brush around it. And we'll hunt open. But when it comes to a boat blind, we think the boat blinds are too squared and too boxy looking, even if we brush it in, but we're brushing in. We're hunting. It's the same thing whether you got a permanent blind, you kill just as many ducks out of a permanent blind as you can out of a boat blind. So I just think it's funny how we think sometimes. I know some people will sit there and tell you the ducks notice that boxy look. And I don't know if they notice the boxy look as much as they notice the movement inside of that box. We used a camo umbrella with burlap over it in the middle of the boat to get out of the rain. Sucks being cold and wet and miserable. Charles, I appreciate the fact that you stayed in here this long, buddy. I appreciate it. You have a good day, a good evening rather, and have a great week. River, I'm considering getting a couple of the tree stand umbrellas. Not just for me, but I mean for me and the dog, of course, but also for my cameras. The hunt I had in Georgetown, and I don't know if you've seen it or not, but there's a lot of video that I missed. I wasn't able to get because it was just raining. And, cameras aren't cheap. So, Hunter, I'm talking about the Outer Banks. I'm talking about private ponds, private impoundments, hunting the rice fields of Arkansas, that kind of stuff. But yeah, River, I'm thinking about getting a couple of them. Wouldn't mind putting one over the dog. I'm going to face this fact. Bougie is not a lab. She's a German wire hair, so she can't take the cold and wet like a lab can. And I'd like to put one over me so that I can run cameras. And I was actually thinking the same thing that you just said, was about taking a small piece of burlap and just throwing it over to kind of give it a shaded look, just kind of knock the corners off of it a little bit. Yeah, it's the same thing. If you've ever been to a rice field in Arkansas, they got a square blind, with fast grass on it. I think it's more of the movement inside of the blind that messes them up, and what they see inside those dark holes. I think when people get in blinds, they have a tendency, I can move more because they can't see me, when in fact they can see them, and they're seeing the movement inside of that big brush pile, and not necessarily they're seeing the brush pile, whether it's squared or not. But even my blind, and it needs to be redone because after a year of using it, you lose a lot of my Spanish moss. But I go out every year and I gather at least 6 big bags of Spanish moss, and I bring them home and I pop my blind up and I start weaving it in and out. I will tell you, it makes the blind heavier. It will make it heavier, believe it or not. But I'll weave it in and out, and I actually look like it looks just like a big moss covered tree that's fallen over. But I may go with another Avery. And I don't think the banded will fit, because if I'm not mistaken, and toward the front of the blind, it needs to mount to a catwalk style. Needs to have a wide gunnel for it to mount on, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that's what it looked like to me when I was looking at videos and stuff about it. Don't need to mount it. You just put it on top and go. Huh. Okay. I thought it had mounting brackets that you needed to mount it to the boat. What I'm assuming you just ratchet strap it down to the boat when you're traveling down the road. That ain't a hard. No, really? Okay. Heavy enough it don't move. Okay, I got you. Well, thanks a lot, River. I appreciate that, man. That was the whole idea for this channel, was keeping it real. Good hunts, bad hunts, no hunts, um, keeping stuff the way it's supposed to be. And, I may not have the followers that some of the bigger channels have because they're coming back with limits of greenheads every other day. But I'm going to keep it real. Tell your buddies about me, dude. Share my videos out on your Facebook pages. Tell your buddies. If they want it real, come see me. Subscribe, come on in. I'd love to have you. Seriously. And, because I like talking ducks, man. I like talking anything and everything about duck hunting. And that's where you get the 365 from, if you hadn't figured it out. 365 is every day I am thinking about duck hunting or doing something for ducks. It is what it's my passion. At 58 years old, I'm still as giddy as a 16-year-old schoolboy on his first date. When it comes to this stuff. I don't know. I didn't like it. It just sat inside the sides of the boats, the blinds. We custom made our boats sit on the side itself. That few inches make a huge difference when running 100 to 200 decoys. Yeah, I don't run that many decoys. I mean, I have 7 dozen in the shed right now. All of them are heydays, except for a handful of wood duck decoys that I got, and a handful of coots and a handful of geese. But I can't put that many decoys in my boat to begin with and hunt. And if I do if somebody else hunts with me, they're laying in the bottom of the boat. Hunter, remind me, where are you from? I mean, I know it's around here somewhere, but what area? Oh, you live right down the road from me then. Um, Jeff, you have a good evening, man. Um, give Cindy our best, please. Tell her we're praying, and I am quite sure with the prayers that she will be fine. I know you're going to be on pins and needles, but and for that, I appreciate you being in here, dude. To be quite honest. So you take care. Tell her we're praying, and we'll see you next time. All right, Jeff. Well, Hunter, I'm in Sumter. It's a love-hate relationship. Ain't that the truth? Jeff, if there's anything I can do for you, let me know, man. Y'all got to forgive me. I've got an itchy foot. I'm scratching. Whew. Oh man, oh man. All righty. Well, we are coming to that time, guys. We have been. Can you believe we have been here for 2 hours? Can you believe that? I love it when I have nights like this where we're just sitting there chatting and talking and having a good time. Same here, River. You take care of yourself, man. Appreciate you coming in. But it's been 2 hours. We've had a great time just sitting there chatting and goofing off and carrying on. And that's what I like to do. I like the chat to be involved and talking and asking and commenting. Y'all make my day just absolutely wonderful. But listen, y'all take care. For those of y'all still in here, I got a little video coming out on Wednesday. Make sure you take a look at it. I think you'll enjoy it. I do. I know I enjoyed making it, so I know you'll enjoy it. But we will see y'all next Monday night. And we're going to start looking into some vlog stuff to do, probably starting in February. Sometime in February, we're going to start doing some of that kind of thing, just to have something else for y'all to look at during the off season while we're getting ready to go through our duck depression. So anyway, guys, y'all have a great night. Take care of yourselves, and all that good stuff. And we will see y'all next time on Daddy Duck 365. Y'all have a great night.